Hello everyone. Today, we dived into episode 7 of Pluto. The episode kicked off with Eyes driving May's sleek, luxurious car to take her to a social gathering at Ploy's newly opened restaurant. Just before arriving, Dr. Tun called with an important revelation, but fate played its card. May's phone battery died, leaving her completely unaware of what he had to say. As they reached the venue, Eyes walked May inside, carefully describing the lively atmosphere around them. Before long, Ploy appeared, warmly welcoming May and guiding her further into the event. The room fell eerily silent, all eyes on May as she gracefully greeted everyone. She congratulated Ploy on her new venture and proudly introduced Eyes as her girlfriend, turning heads with her boldness. The gathering soon became a stage for May's friends to flaunt their achievements and successes. They admired May, a brilliant and accomplished lawyer running her own prestigious law firm. She was the epitome of success and resilience. But as they turned their gaze toward Eyes, their demeanor shifted. They scrutinized her appearance and questioned her background. When they discovered she was a delivery rider with dreams of becoming a writer, their judgment was harsh. To them, she seemed worlds apart from May's polished, high-achieving life. May, however, stood firm. She defended Eyes with unwavering conviction, shutting down the criticism. Her loyalty and love silenced one particularly rude friend, who left in shame. Eyes, though trying to hide it, felt a swell of happiness knowing May had her back. Later, May dropped a bombshell revelation: she was blind. The announcement shocked everyone. As questions poured in, May shared her story, a heartbreaking tale of guilt and redemption. She recounted how she once defended a guilty client, securing a lighter sentence, but, in doing so, shattered another family's life. The guilt was unbearable, and their unforgiveness weighed heavily on her soul. As the event wound down, an unexpected tension surfaced. Ploy took over Eyes' role of assisting May, guiding her to the car with a mix of affection and nostalgia. She congratulated May and whispered words of encouragement, expressing her belief that May would recover someday. Just before May stepped into the car, Ploy embraced her tightly. It was a moment that stirred unease in Eyes, who watched silently, trying to convince herself it was nothing more than a friendly gesture. Before parting, Ploy asked May a cryptic question: "Have you found your Pluto yet?" Their exchange felt intimate, as though the answer lay between the two of them. Eyes stood by, feeling invisible and increasingly unsettled. Little did she know, May's Pluto was her all along. Finally, back in the car, Eyes couldn't hold back. She brought up how deeply touched she was when May stood up for her earlier. May turned to her with a tender smile and said, "No one insults my girlfriend." Eyes' heart swelled with joy, and the moment drew them closer. Gently, Eyes leaned in, and their lips met in a soft, heartfelt kiss. The world melted away as they lingered in the warmth of their love. Afterward, Eyes drove May's luxurious car to drop her off at home. Before leaving, she explained she needed to return to her place to pack a few belongings. Alone in the quiet house, May recalled Dr. Tun's earlier call and decided to call him back. Her heart sank as he confirmed what she had feared all along: Kosal was indeed the one who had harmed her. Dr. Tun revealed that he had enlisted Detective Chai to investigate her suspicions. The detective's findings painted a grim picture. Kosal's retaliation after losing the case had not only robbed May of her sight but also altered her life forever. Memories of that day flashed in her mind: the attack, the overwhelming fear, and the pain that followed. It was Dr. Tun's unwavering support and care that had carried her through those dark days. Meanwhile, elsewhere, tension was brewing. Fang couldn't shake her suspicions about Jan's motivations. She questioned why Jan had been so eager to help Eyes, wondering if it had something to do with Jan dodged the question, saying only, "You'll find out one day," carefully hiding her true reason. In truth, Jan was trying to win back the attention of Officer Phim, Fang's ex-girlfriend, who had broken her heart in the past. When Eyes returned to May's house, she was greeted with surprise. May hadn't expected her to come back so soon. "You're quick," May said with a soft smile. Eyes grinned and replied, "We've been out all day. I didn't want to leave you alone for too long." May's heart swelled with affection. "You're always so thoughtful," she said, her voice full of warmth. As their love-filled conversation unfolded, May mentioned they would be attending a school reunion that evening. Excited, she decided to help Eyes pick out an outfit for the occasion. When Eyes tried on the chosen ensemble, May couldn't hide her admiration. "You must look absolutely stunning in this." "I can feel it," May said, her voice laced with confidence and love. Eyes walked closer, her tone playful. "Are you sure you're blind, May? Let me get a closer look at those beautiful eyes," she teased, leaning in. May blushed deeply, laughing at Eyes' flirtation. Their connection felt stronger than ever, a balance of love, trust, and playful banter. After settling on the perfect look, they headed to the reunion. Arm in arm, they stepped into the venue, radiating elegance and confidence. Their outfits, sleek and sophisticated, turned heads. Eyes, in particular, looked so breathtakingly transformed that even May's judgmental friends were left speechless. As they mingled, Eyes described the surroundings to May, her words painting vivid images of the dazzling lights and glittering decor. Soon, music filled the air, and they found themselves on the dance floor, moving together in perfect harmony. Lost in the moment, May couldn't hold back her emotions. She gently leaned forward and kissed Eyes on the forehead, her lips lingering in a gesture of pure love. Eyes, overwhelmed by May's affection, felt her heart race. She knew she had never felt anything so real. May, too, couldn't deny the depth of her feelings. She thought to herself, if we truly belong to each other, nothing, not even the truth, will tear us apart. That night, May made a silent vow. She was ready to take their love to the next level. No matter what challenges lay ahead, she was determined to make Eyes hers completely. After the reunion, May had a special surprise waiting at home. She set the mood with flickering candles, their soft glow casting dancing shadows across the room. Eyes, ever playful, suggested they create heart shapes with their hands in the shadows, a symbol of their growing love. As laughter filled the room, May took Eyes' hand and led her into a slow, intimate dance. The closeness made May's heart race. She knew it was time to confess her secret, that she recognized Eyes as her mysterious savior from the past. But as she leaned in to speak, the words caught in her throat. Instead, she pulled Eyes into a tender kiss, one filled with unspoken emotions. May's kiss was deliberate, teasing yet irresistible, leaving Eyes captivated by her scent and touch. Overwhelmed, Eyes finally confessed, "I love you, May." May began to reply, "I love you too," but before she could finish, Eyes, unable to hold back any longer, kissed her deeply and passionately. The intensity of their connection left no space for words. That night, they gave in to their feelings, their hearts beating as one. But as the quiet moments of love faded into the stillness of the night, guilt crept in. May regretted not telling Eyes that she could see again, and that she knew the truth about Meanwhile, Eyes was haunted by her own deception, knowing she had entered May's life under false pretenses, all while falling hopelessly in love with her. Unbeknownst to May, their bond stretched back further than she realized. Years ago, in high school, Eyes, disguised as had saved her from a bully who extorted her for money. May had admired her mysterious protector, often leaving snacks and letters to show her gratitude. But when her gestures went unanswered, she gave up, unaware that it was Eyes, not who had captured her heart all those years ago. Just as their love felt unstoppable, a phone call shattered the moment. Eyes' phone buzzed, and her grandmother's excited voice came through. Has woken up. He's conscious. Come to the hospital right away, she said, her words tumbling out before quickly hanging up. Eyes stood frozen, stunned by the news. She thought she'd feel joy, relief, but instead, her emotions were a whirlwind of confusion. If she could choose, she realized, she would prefer a simpler life, one where May was her only focus. The next day, Eyes visited Though their reunion was emotional, it didn't bring the closure she had hoped for. Instead, it deepened her resolve to cherish her remaining time with May. Believing that might eventually return to May's life, Eyes decided to create unforgettable memories while she could. She planned a camping trip to the serene mountains of Pakchong, whisking May away in her camper van. Together, they explored scenic trails and basked in the tranquility of nature. Their days were filled with laughter, shared meals, and quiet moments that felt like pieces of a dream. One evening, Eyes led May to the roof of the van. Under a vast sky sprinkled with stars, they sat side by side, the cool mountain breeze brushing against their skin. The moon hung low, casting a silver glow across the world, and Eyes described the beauty of the night in poetic detail. May, though unable to see, closed her eyes and imagined the scene through Eyes' vivid words. "It's as if the stars are singing tonight," Eyes said softly, her voice brimming with wonder and love. Later, with May resting against her shoulder, Eyes began reading aloud from a novel. Her voice was gentle, weaving the story's magic into the peaceful night. As May listened, she thought to herself how, despite everything, being with Eyes felt like home. But beneath the calm, both carried the weight of unspoken truths, ones that threatened to change everything. As they gazed at the star-studded sky, May's voice broke the peaceful silence. "Do you ever wonder where we come from, where we're meant to go?" she asked softly. Eyes chuckled, her tone light. "I'm from Pluto," she said playfully. May smiled at the whimsical reply but then grew reflective. "You know," she began, "in life, there's always someone who passes through, someone we eventually forget as time moves on. When we look back, we realize how much we miss them, but by then, they're already gone. It's like Pluto leaving the solar system. It's still there, but people stopped noticing it until it wasn't part of their world anymore. That's what happens to us, too. The world pulls people apart. Even if we remember, we're never the same. We've become each other's Pluto." Eyes' chest tightened at May's words, their meaning striking a painful chord. "Am I May's Pluto?" she wondered. But when May turned to her with a gentle smile, her next words sent a shockwave through Eyes' heart. "My first love," May said, "was you." Eyes' breath caught. For a moment, she could only stare at May, who had so effortlessly confessed what Eyes had always dreamed of hearing. Overwhelmed with emotion, she reached out and pulled May close. The two held each other under the quiet canopy of stars, their hearts full of unspoken promises. That night in the camper van, Eyes silently vowed to savor every second they had left together. She had never felt love this pure, and she was determined to make it last. The next morning, Eyes and May continued their journey through the beauty of nature. They sat together on a grassy hill, surrounded by the majesty of the mountains. With the morning sun casting a warm glow, Eyes began sketching the scenery while May leaned back, listening to the gentle rustle of the trees. At one point, Eyes turned her sketchpad toward May, now featuring a soft portrait of her in the serene landscape. May laughed, touched by Eyes' talent. "You see me through such beautiful eyes," she said, her voice tender. Eyes quickly snapped a photo of May, wanting to immortalize the moment. "I don't want to forget any of this," she admitted. But even as they shared smiles and laughter, a deep ache gnawed at Eyes. She knew their happiness was fragile, like a fleeting sunrise. Her love for May had grown so intense, so all-encompassing, that she feared losing her would shatter her completely. Meanwhile, freshly out of the hospital, had learned of Eyes' relationship with May. Determined to reclaim what she believed was her, she begged Eyes to speak to May on her behalf. Eyes found herself alone, grappling with an impossible choice. Her heart urged her to confess everything: her deception, her true identity as Ohm's older twin sister, and her unwavering love for May. But fear whispered that the truth would drive May away forever. When she finally worked up the courage, she took May aside and told her everything. Her voice trembled as she admitted, "I'm not Ohm. I'm Eyes, Ohm's twin sister. I pretended to be her because I wanted to be close to you." Tears streamed down her face as she continued, "I know I've hurt you, and I understand if you hate me, but I couldn't keep lying to you. You deserve to know the truth." May listened, her expression unreadable, until Eyes could no longer hold her gaze. "I feel like Pluto," Eyes whispered, drifting further and further away, forgotten. But May surprised her. Instead of anger or betrayal, there was a softness in her voice as she replied, "You're wrong, Eyes. You've never been forgotten. You've always been my star." Eyes blinked, stunned. "What do you mean?" May took a deep breath, her next words changing everything. "I knew from the start, Eyes. I've never been blind. I saw you the moment we met." Eyes' jaw dropped in disbelief. You knew?" May nodded. "I wanted to see what you were planning. From the first day, I had Dr. Tun investigate you. There's nothing about you that I don't know." Eyes' heart raced as May stepped closer, taking her hands. "And despite everything, I love you. Not Ohm. Not the disguise. You." Overwhelmed with relief and joy, Eyes felt tears stream down her face as May leaned in and kissed her, erasing all the fear and guilt that had once consumed her. In that moment, under the soft morning light, they both realized that love, no matter how complicated or imperfect, was worth fighting for. Eyes sat alone in her dimly lit room, her heart heavy with the choices she had made. She had given up May for Ohm, believing it was the only way to heal the rift between them. Yet, every moment away from May felt like a fresh wound, a reminder of what she had lost. Ohm, meanwhile, was wrestling with her own guilt. Stumbling upon the novel Eyes had been secretly writing, a raw, heartfelt tale of love and redemption, Ohm finally began to understand the depth of her sister's love for May. The story wasn't just about May, it was also about Eyes' struggles, her sacrifices, and her unyielding desire to protect those she cared about, even at the cost of her own happiness. Ohm's chest tightened as she read the final lines of the unfinished manuscript. "Even if I'm forgotten, like Pluto in the night sky, I will keep orbiting silently, loving her from afar." Ohm arranged a meeting with May, the woman she had once viewed as her rival. Sitting across from each other in a quiet cafe, Ohm didn't hide her emotions. "Eyes chose me," she began, her voice steady but tinged with sadness. "She chose family over you. But I've come to realize that I've been holding on to my pain for too long. My anger blinded me to the truth." May remained calm, her eyes fixed on Ohm. "And what truth is that?" "That Eyes' love for you is real," Ohm admitted. "It's not just something fleeting or impulsive. She's loved you in ways I can't even begin to describe. I was wrong to stand in the way of that." May softened, her voice steady but filled with conviction. "Ohm, when I was at my lowest, struggling, blind, and in pain, who stood by my side? Who carried me through those dark days? It wasn't you. It was Eyes. She was my light." Ohm looked away, guilt flickering across her face. "I know," she said quietly, "and that's why I'm stepping aside. I don't want to be the reason she's unhappy anymore." The two women sat in silence for a moment before Ohm added, half-jokingly, just promise me you'll love each other far away from me. I don't think I can stomach seeing you two together. A small smile broke across May's face. You have my word. May approached, her voice soft but resolute. You didn't have to choose. Eyes looked up, startled to see her. May, you thought you had to sacrifice us for Ohm. But she came to me. She stepped aside. She wants you to be happy. Eyes' eyes brimmed with tears. I didn't think I deserved you after everything. After what happened with Kosal, after pretending to be Ohm. I thought you'd hate me. May knelt in front of her, taking her hands. I've known your truth all along, and I've loved you despite it. Or maybe because of it. Your flaws, your sacrifices, your love, they're what make you who you are. I don't want perfection. I want you. Couldn't hold back her emotions any longer. She pulled May into a tight embrace, burying her face in her shoulder. I love you, May. I've always loved you. And I love you, May whispered, her voice steady and filled with promise. Let's not waste any more time. Months later, the whole family, Ohm, and their grandmother, sat together for a family dinner. Though the past hadn't been easy, the tension between them had eased. Ohm, still healing, had decided to focus on herself, supporting her family in new ways. As for May and they had begun a new chapter together. Their relationship, forged through trials and honesty, had grown even stronger. One evening, under a starry sky reminiscent of their mountain trip, May turned to and said, "You're not Pluto anymore." Raised an eyebrow. "Oh, what am I now?" May smiled. "You're my North Star, the one I'll always look to, no matter where I am." Laughed, pulling May close. "And you're my universe." As they held each other under the endless expanse of the night sky, both knew they had finally found their place, not as forgotten celestial bodies, but as each other's guiding lights, forever in orbit. The love story had been writing, the story of two souls finding their way to each other despite the odds, had reached its perfect conclusion, not just on paper but in their real lives. Ohm, finally at peace with herself, became the bridge that brought and May back together. By stepping aside and supporting their union, she found her own redemption, proving that love sometimes means letting go. And May, after years of misunderstandings, pain, and longing, found a love that transcended their past. They forgave each other for the roles they played in their tragedies, realizing that their love wasn't about erasing the past, but embracing it as part of their journey together. One serene evening, under the same starlit sky that had witnessed so much of their story, prepared a surprise for May. They were back in the mountains, where the world seemed to pause, leaving just the two of them to exist in the moment. Knelt beside May, a crown of delicate wildflowers in her hands. With trembling fingers, she placed it gently on May's head, her eyes glistening with emotion. "I love you," she said, her voice soft but filled with conviction. Before May could respond, took her hands and continued, "We're not each other's Pluto anymore, distant and forgotten. We're each other's home, each other's world. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, May." May's lips curved into a radiant smile as tears of happiness rolled down her cheeks. "I've been waiting for this moment," she whispered, her voice steady with emotion. "And I love you, I always have." Leaned in, their foreheads touching, before pressing a gentle, tender kiss on May's lips. The kiss held a world of promises, of love, of commitment, of a future they would build together. Not long after, and May celebrated their union in a simple but breathtaking ceremony. It was held in the very mountains that had become their sanctuary, surrounded by a small circle of loved ones, including Ohm and Dr. Tun. May walked down the aisle, guided by her hand in hers. Their vows weren't grand declarations, but heartfelt promises to love, support, and cherish each other, no matter what challenges came their way. "You are my light," May said, her voice steady and clear. "When I thought the world had abandoned me, you were there. And I promise to be your light, now and forever." Smiled, her own tears glimmering under the soft sunlight. "And you are my home," she replied. "No matter where I go, as long as I'm with you, I'll never be lost. I promise to love you, protect you, and honor you, every single day." As they exchanged rings, their fingers lingered, their connection palpable to everyone present. When the officiant declared them married, they kissed once more, this time as a married couple, united in heart and soul. Their days were now filled with shared laughter, quiet mornings, and the comfort of knowing they had found their forever. Continued to write, capturing their love story in vivid words that would inspire others. May, ever the ambitious lawyer, found new meaning in her work, helping those who needed justice the most. Ohm, too, found her own path, learning to let go of bitterness and embrace the happiness of her sister and her newfound friend in May. On one special night, as and May sat under the stars once again, whispered, Do you remember when I said I was from Pluto? May chuckled softly, leaning into her wife. How could I forget? Eyes smiled, pulling her closer. Turns out, I was wrong. I'm not from Pluto. I'm from here, with you. May looked up at the vast sky, then back at Eyes. And I'll always be your universe. And so, their story continued, not as distant worlds, but as two lives intertwined, orbiting each other with a love that would never fade. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share to support the channel. Your thoughts matter. Let us know what you think in the comments below. See you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.